Hey guys, Sneaky Snake here, Brothers in Arms, World of Warships, and today's video is going to be another clan battles replay, and in this one we're playing against ZR, or Absolute Territory. I'm of course in the ZAO, the tier 10 Japanese heavy cruiser, and we're playing some domination here on the map Mountain Range. So, quite a few things have happened in the past week's worth of time, and I do want to share this with you guys because it's important for you to know what's going on with us on our YouTube channel. And to get right to it, I had a problem with my Windows 10 where the, I guess, operating system, if you will, for Windows 10, it went kaput. I believe this was last Sunday, so about 8 days ago now. And yeah, it just died. I'm not sure what happened. I opened up my laptop, I turned it on, it went to a black screen with the logo, the MSI logo on it, and it just sat there. And I did a whole bunch of troubleshooting with some of my buddies. It took hours and hours to figure out what exactly was wrong. And then unfortunately, I had to completely wipe the drive and completely reinstall Windows 10. So, at least for my personal files, my important stuff, I did have it backed up elsewhere, so that wasn't too much of a problem. But unfortunately, a lot of my YouTube stuff, i.e. the Magix Movie Maker that I use, all of my YouTube files that I had stored up, all the various thumbnail tools, etc., etc., all of that had to get wiped. And unfortunately for me, I had to kind of get it all back up and running really quickly. So that's why this is not a Destroyer replay here on a Monday, because I quite frankly don't have anything else to put up right now. I'm still in the process of getting everything back in running order, but I should be okay for the foreseeable future. The fix that I was able to do for this, I did manage to patch it up really nicely, so my computer is back in working order, running as good as new. And with that being said, we will now get into this replay. So there's only a couple more weeks of clan battles remaining, and we're still seated pretty nicely in the Hurricane League. Now, for those of you that don't know, King of the Seas Supremacy, i.e. the 6th iteration of King of the Seas, is going to be coming up here in late April, early May, at least for the NA Cats. The name of the tournament is tentatively titled King of the Seas 6 Supremacy, and what is going to happen is that there's going to be 40 teams from the NA going in a very similar style to the King of the Seas 5 tournament, which took place back in January and February when we did the cross server with the EU community. However, we're looking to be able to do this one with a cross server against the C community, so that will be very nice. The talks are still ongoing for that, so we'll see if we're going to be able to manage to make that happen. But the tentative dates are set up. I will provide for you in the description below the link to the King of the Seas / Supremacy League Discord, so you guys can go in there and check out all of that good stuff if you're interested in any of the World of Warships competitive play. So yeah, we also started scrimming too, which is nice. So we're getting ready for this next tournament, and it's going to be a good time. So the last thing that I'll say about that, the top 8 teams that finish in the Hurricane League do get buys in the upcoming tournament. But again, I'm not going to go any more into that. If you want to read more about it, you can certainly do so at your own leisure. So here at the beginning of the game, it's 300 to 318. ZR does manage to get B a little bit ago, so they are getting some points here. However, my buddy Spider in the ZAO, who's out in front of me, is getting ready, and there we go. He manages to secure the A cap for our team. And you can also see my buddy in the Yu Yang Mega Dude. He is getting ready to go onto the C cap. He's got a Moskva in support and a Hindenburg over there to provide some long range fire. And at least for my Spider and myself, we're going to move over to the western side of the map. Now, this is something that is pretty popular, and you do see it quite a bit in clan battles. Teams do like to send, 2, 3, maybe 4 ships to the western side of the map and try to flank around. And, the ZAO is really adept at being able to control this range and pace of engagement simply because there's a lot of open water that you have to cross. And if you want to go down the 2 line, that's all fine and dandy, but you just have to realize that it's going to take, a hot minute to be able to maneuver your way and get up north, at least if you're coming from the south side of the map, to get up north and try to get around the A cap. So it does take a while, and because the ZAO has, really good HE, it has great range, it has great stealth, it's very adept at being able to control that by keeping the enemy forces advancing very slowly. And with 2 ZAOs over here, it might be a little bit of overkill. But Spider and myself are two very good Zao players, and we're going to try to hold off this side of the map as long as possible. Now, my first shells that go downrange manage 3 incapacitations, but only 1 shell hit on that enemy Yu Yang, so a little bit odd right there, if I do say so myself. However, now I'm going to get my spot plane up because I'm sure that there are going to be some torpedoes coming down our way, so hopefully my spot plane will be able to take care of business. Now, for those of you out there that have paid a little bit of attention, and I'm going to zoom in on this, take a look at my other consumable. That's right, defensive fire. Like I mentioned earlier, we started scrimming in preparation for the upcoming King of the Seas tournament, and I had my King of the Seas Zao captain and not my clan battles, so it pains me to say this, but defensive fire is not the only non-clan battles thing, consumable, captain skill, what have you, that I have on this guy right now. So it's a little bit embarrassing as I think about it, and if you guys want to grill me for it, that's totally fine. But yeah, I just kind of forgot about it, and it's easy to forget. You know, I wasn't able to start the clan battles right at the beginning, so when I was able to get on, it was just jump in and let's go, and I definitely forgot about it, so whoops. But you saw right there, the Yu Yang did have to turn away when he got detected by the tugboats in the Des Moines, his radar, which was nice. And you also saw, as soon as we started to open fire on the other Zao and the Hindenburg, they immediately turned away. So Spider and myself, you know, this is a very important job, keeping these guys as far away from the cap as possible, and if not, just slowing down the push as long as possible. Now, we both decided to open fire on Dolphin Princess in the Moskva. Now, you can see exactly what he's doing. He's going to try to push up and get right next to the A cap, and he's going to probably try and stick his nose in right at the corner so he can deny us points, because if you've lost track of the points counter, it's 534 to 465. So at this point, you know, ZR realizes they're about ready to go down by 100 points, so they need to try and contest one of these caps to keep us from getting 3 points out of it. However, Spider and I are getting some nice shots here at the guy, and you can see with the next salvo that flies in, I do manage to get a fire. So he's at 2/3 hit points, and he is going to stay underneath our focus, to be honest. You can see Spider is back there. He's at about half health, and he's taking a little bit of damage, but you can see that the Hindenburg of Yasempoi and Carefree Tongue and the Zao, they're kind of out of position right now. They are over in the islands in the 2-3 line that I spoke of, but it's going to take them a little while to be able to move up here. Now, Spider is taking a bit of damage, so I just told him at this point, hey man, go undetected. There's no reason for you to lose more hit points. I'll keep shooting at Dolphin Princess, and we'll see what we can do about it. So he's going to continue to move away. We both have the high explosive loaded, but you've noticed that a lot of the shells that have hit the Moskva have bounced, or, I mean, not bounced, have failed to penetrate. You can see right there, 4 out of the 5 shells do not deal any points of damage. Now, of course, you can still light fires if your shells do not manage to penetrate the armor, but I'm not going to be able to deal any raw damage unless I hit the upper part of the superstructure right there, 4 pens for about 3,700 points of damage, and that's something that the Moskva is really good for in clan battles, and I'm sure a lot of you out there know this, but if it's able to get into a bout on position and has a full tank build, this thing is honestly pretty crazy in terms of its ability to just stay alive and not take too much damage. And it has the bow armor, it has the deck armor, I should say, for that, about 50 millimeters all over. It's pretty crazy. It's even able to tank Yamato shells off of its deck if they do plunge in like that. So these quote-unquote puny 203 millimeter rounds that we're shooting at them, well, it's going to take a long time for us to be able to get the kill. However, you can see we are still slowly but steadily burning the man down, and now at this point, as the Yu Yang gets detected, you can see Tugboat. He is in a pretty compromised position, but he's going to go around the corner and get some shots right into the side, and there we go. 12,000 points of damage. And the Des Moines is easily going to be able to finish that kill off. So now it's 694 to 498. We get the first kill of the game. Tugboat, however, is going to die. You can see that he is going to be focused down by at least 2 enemy ships, the Hindenburg and, of course, the Zao that's over there. So at this point, you know, I'm still looking to deal some damage here. We have to be careful because Spider and I are both about to go out of this battle. We have to move because that Yu Yang was spotted not too far away from us. And right as I'm about to shoot the next salvo, I try to snap a shot off with the rear turrets at least at Ultrail, but unfortunately, I shoot a little bit too far in front, and now I really do have to get moving. I can't afford to sit here any longer in case there were some torpedoes coming our way. So at this point, for the next few seconds at least, I'm not going to be able to shoot at anybody. Tugboat does go down, and you can also see my buddy Spider is creeping along the island that is off of my stern, and he is still getting some shots in, but at the moment, we're not able to focus fire on anything, so I do have to reposition. However, I've also managed to not take a single point of damage. I'm not 100% sure why I haven't been shot at yet. I guess that they really just wanted to kill Spider off, but he's done a great job kiting away. But the one key thing is that when you do kite away on the western side of mountain range, you cannot afford to kite towards the northwest corner, because while it is open water and you're able to utilize concealment, it pushes you too far out of the fight. You can see Spider and I both had to kite away, and we waited as long as possible before we got on the side of the islands that run up the 4, 5, and 6 line. So now we're both back in a position where we're able to get some shots, and you can see here I'm getting some good high explosive spam going at the Hindenburg, at least the first salvo. I do have AP loaded because I was hoping that Yasenpoi would turn a little bit more for me, but unfortunately he did not, so now I got to throw it off at the destroyer. I still managed to do over 2,000 points of damage. Remember, guys, do not be afraid to shoot what is in the barrel, even if it is not the right ammunition choice. Sometimes you just got to clear the barrel out, and there's no reason to let yourself reload and waste that valuable time. The next salvo going in, about 4,000 damage. Spider and I are going to be able to finish off Yasenpoi. It's just a question of who's going to get the kill. However, you can see I do have to stay a bit angled to the enemy Yamato that's in front of me. Now, of course, he is engaging Cleo at the time, so I don't want to turn away fully. So at this point, I'm going to start to turn back to starboard as Yasenpoi goes bow on, so he can only use his 2 forward guns. So I do feel pretty safe making this maneuver at the moment. I'm getting my heal going as I've finally taken some damage here. Spider shells fly in. I put him on 234 hit points, set a fire, and then I pick up my first kill of the game at 54,000 points of damage. We're now winning 902 to 592. We've sank 2. They have sank 1 so far. My last salvo going down range, high explosive that is, at the enemy Zao. However, we are in a little bit of a pickle right now. You can see that the Yu Yang is on the A-cap. My buddy Mega Dude is now just getting back on it. However, if the enemy team does decide to push onto C, we are not going to be accruing any points. And you can see, unfortunately, my buddy Professor Cleo in the Montana is about ready to go down from Mechanox. So, right about now, there we go. So his secondaries managed to finish off my buddy in the Montana. So now it's 2-2 for ship sunk. 872 to 659. We're getting a little bit of points out of C. They're getting a little bit of points out of B, but we are still, we're still in business. Now, of course, my spot plane coming in handy, picking up those torpedoes, a poor man's hydroacoustic, if you will. So at least I got a little bit of use out of the spot plane right there. But I digress. So, whatever. Just, if you want to laugh, whatever. So I get out of the way of the torpedoes. My buddy Mega Dude is going to go around the corner, but you see the Zao last reported in D3. We'll be able to get some shots into him, but at this point he realized that, the Yu Yang over there is on a lower amount of hit points. He's only on 7,400, but you can see that the Yu Yang is facing away. So Mega Dude is only going to be able to use his, the ZR Yu Yang is only going to be able to use his rear turret, while Mega is able to get off his entire broadside. So he is going to get this kill here, and it's going to put us in the lead even more so. 921 to 644. I am trying to angle for the Yamato shells, but it doesn't really matter. 11,000 damage. I get my turret knocked out from his 2 forward guns that shot at me. Now he's definitely going to try to get his rear turret. I'm trying to get into the fire set on this guy because he did get hit by one of Mega's torpedoes, and Mega did tell me that, hey man, he is flooding, or he did flood from that torpedo hit, so try to get him on fire. But unfortunately for me, I'm not able to do so. His next salvo from the forward guns coming in, and for the second shot in a row, I get my 3rd turret knocked out, but I do manage to get the fire that I need on that guy. And then I'm going to try to get undetected right here. You can see I've already been chunked down quite a bit. My repair and my heal are both on cooldown, so I do need to get undetected here before I decide to engage again. The next shell that comes in, well, it knocks out the turret for the 2nd time, and then the next salvo manages to completely destroy it. So, yeah. My 3rd turret, just not really feeling it today, I guess. But at this point, it's 969 to 692. Mega Dude is now moving very fast over to the east here. And what needs to happen is that we either need to get to 1,000 points or secure a kill by the time the Zao manages to get over here. But it looks like we're going to be able to do that. You can see my buddy Vass on C10 is running away. He's only got 10,000 hit points, so he really does need to get out of dodge. I kept looking over at him like, oh man, are you going to die? Are you going to be okay? And you can see there, taking more hits down to 5,000 5,000 hit points. He is, it looks like, burning. My buddy Super in the Moskva, unfortunately, is backing up. I'm not 100% sure how he did not see this. Maybe just a little too focused on the Hindenburg or the Des Moines. We're going to get to 999 points. The Yamato shells are out, and we win the game. Alrighty guys, taking a look now at the post-battle results. 82,000 points of damage dealt off of 112 shell hits. I had 4 incapacitations, 1 ship destroyed, the Hindenburg, and 5 fires set. Taking a look at the team score, of course, we had 3 kills, they had 3 kills, but we were able to get the early cap game going and accrue a lot of points before they were able to do too much about it. And while they might have won the game if that kill on Super would have been maybe a second or 2 earlier, we still managed to take care of business against a very skilled Hurricane-level team. Taking a look at the detailed report, 53,000 damage dealt with the main battery, 28,000 damage dealt with the fires that I set. I didn't have a lot of potential damage because I really didn't take that much until the end of the game, and I didn't really have an opportunity to heal that much. But you definitely saw the impact that I had with my buddy Spider on the western side of the map. We held that push up as long as possible, at least in my opinion, and we were able to make it so that they really had to work to be able to get on that cap. And they lost 2 ships, make that 3 actually, just trying to get that base under control. They lost the Moskva, they lost the Hindenburg, they lost the Yu Yang, and while the Zal was eventually going to come over and get it, they lost 3 of their 4 ships that pushed over there. And you saw right there, with the proper positioning, with the proper target selection, you can really make the enemy team work for it when they try to push on that side, and that is just why I love the Zal so much. Now, I have played the Hindenburg in clan battles a few times, but the reason why the majority of my clan battles replays are on the Zal is just because I'm really good in the ship, I love playing it, and I really feel like I get the most bang for my buck. So with that being said, this is, of course, the Sneaky Snake for Brothers in Arms World of Warships signing off. Guys and gals, please consider giving the video a like, commenting on it, or possibly subscribing to the channel. All of it is very much appreciated. And with that being said, have a great day.